Best farming practice for fava bean. Fava bean is a high-protein pulse with a higher protein content than most pulses. It's a cheap protein source for small-scale farmers. The main producer of fava beans is China, followed by Ethiopia and Australia. However, the productivity of the crop is low in many countries due to poor farming practices. The main objective of this video is to provide information about the best farming practices to improve fava bean production for smallholder farmers. Site selection. For good production of fava bean, the land should not be too steep or the slope should not exceed 5%. It should not be swampy or waterlogged. The soil should be fertile and not acidic. The field should not have been planted with fava bean and related species. Land preparation. The land should be plowed 2 to 3 times at an interval of not less than 28 days. The soil should not be too fine or too coarse. It's necessary to avoid waterlogging by draining from the field. Sowing time and method. Sowing time. Sowing seasons varies according to the local conditions. However, fava beans can be sown between mid-June and the first week of July when the soil has enough moisture. Planting method. When beans are sown in rows, there should be 40 cm distance between rows and 10 cm between plants. For proper germination and rooting, the seeding depth should be 5 cm. Crop rotation. Crop rotation plays an important role in improving bean productivity, enhancing soil fertility, and reduce or eliminate pests and diseases. Therefore, fava bean should be rotated with other crop species every 2 to 3 years. Fertilizer management. To achieve high fava bean yield, application of natural and artificial fertilizers is important. Where there is no specific recommendation, 121 kg NPS fertilizer per hectare should be applied during sowing. Similarly, it's appropriate to use 400 kg of compost with 50 kg per hectare phosphorus fertilizer. Moreover, 75 kg NPS per hectare can be used along with 500 g of biofertilizer, rhizobium. It's important to apply lime for acidic soils. Weed control. Controlling measures include plowing and removing weed debris, use of clean seeds, 2 times hand weeding. The first hand weeding should be 18 to 20 days after crop emergence. The second should be 35 to 40 hand weeding should be days after crop emergence. Use herbicides when necessary. Improving nitrogen status of the soil to control orobanche. Insect pest control. Africa armyworm prevention includes deep plowing during summer to expose the pupa to the sun and other natural enemies. Farmers in the same area have to sow at the same time, killing by hand picking if the insect's number is low. If the plant damage reaches 1%, use pesticides such as carbaryl, endosulfan, carat, and diazinon. Aphids can be controlled by maintaining the cleanness of the field, use of crop rotation, early removing of alternative by spraying karate, dimethoate, diazinon, and endosulfan. Bruchids control measures include properly dry beans before storing, clean the storage, don't store the new beans with previously harvested beans, use phostoxin fumigant, if necessary use pesticides, actylic and malatine. Disease control. The most common diseases of fava bean are chocolate spot, rust, root rot, ascochyta, blight, and gall disease. Control measures include use healthy seeds, crop rotation, use resistant or tolerant varieties, remove excess water from the field, collect and burn or bury the crop residue, drying bean seeds in sunlight for 48 hours before sowing for ascochyta, frequent plowing, use pesticides such as mancozeb for chocolate spot, rust and ascochyta blight, and ridomil for gall disease. Harvesting. Harvest the crop when the lower pods turn black and the upper ones turn yellow. Harvesting too early or too late will cause problems with the quality of the product. Faba beans must be thoroughly dried before threshing. Store clean and dry beans keeping the moisture content 9 to 12%.